My spiritual team had to intervene and tell me I need to get more sleep. Looking back on your legacy at the end of your life, what do you want that life to have looked like? Have you ever wondered what's meant by the term living an intentional life? If so, then stick around because we're going to be talking about just that today. Not only will you learn what it means, but you'll learn easy action steps that you can incorporate into your life so that you can begin living intentionally too, which, by the way, are the building blocks to how you begin creating the life of your dreams. First of all, let's define what intentional living actually is. I'm going to read this part so I don't mess it up. Intentional living is simply defined as making a conscious attempt to live according to your values and beliefs. It's determining what's important to you so that you can live in a space of integrity and well-being regarding those things. It's about knowing why you're doing something. That way you can align your habits and your behavior with what you really want out of your life. I mean, think about it. Talent doesn't always have everything to do with success and with greatness. It's usually consistency. When you perform an action repeatedly, it's going to affect change. Whether it's good or bad, whether you eat just a little bit of junk food every single day, you're going to gain weight. Or whether it's not eating that junk food, passing it up most of the time. Over time, you're going to lose weight. Whatever the scenario is, whatever it is, consistent action times a period of time equals change. That's what will lead to greatness. That's what leads to affecting change in your life. What is it that you want? And what do you want your life to look like? Deciding what you want to come out of the oven is going to decide what ingredients need to go in. Okay, so step 1. Do some self-reflection. You have to figure this out, and you're the only one that can figure this out. What matters to you in your life? What are the values and beliefs that you want to ascribe to in your life? Looking back on your legacy at the end of your life, what do you want that life to have looked like? So you need to decide these things and you need to write them down. Then you're also going to want to write down why. For example, if you know that you're someone who doesn't rest well if your kitchen's a mess, if you get a little stabby and angsty if your kitchen is not clean, then that's an area you should probably address. Perhaps you want to set a personal policy that your kitchen will be tidied by 7 p.m. every evening. That way, it's not hanging over your head. It's not bothering you, taking you out of the moment. You can actually be present. You can actually enjoy that TV show, enjoy the company that you're talking to. You can sleep well at night because all is well in your world if your kitchen's clean. So just set a policy to have it done by 7 every night, or whatever time you choose. You get the point. Here's the thing though, clean dishes are awesome. We all like that, but it's the why behind it. The why is actually peace. You're someone who finds value in a clean kitchen. It brings you peace. For me, I know that if I don't meditate every single morning, I am off all day. Meditation, particularly in the morning, just sets a tone. It helps you to get grounded and balanced and centered. And if I don't do that, everything feels off kilter for the day. If you're a meditator, you know what I'm talking about. So for me, that's part of my morning routine, and I do that regardless of where I am, who I'm with, what day of the week it is. I am meditating when I wake up. It is a non-negotiable in my life. Speaking of non-negotiables, what are your non-negotiables? Leave me comments below and let me know what non-negotiables do you have in your life, because I'm going to be doing a video on this soon and I'd like to know your thoughts on this subject. Okay, so going back to determining what your core values and beliefs are, which is step 1. So these can be really broad concepts like peace, love, joy, or just being known as a good person. Or they can be something more specific, such as you want to be known as someone who has really tight-knit relationships. You're the person who always sends out birthday cards or Christmas cards. Perhaps you're the person who is on top of that specific spiritual or religious practice. I like to start with the broader concepts because I think that a natural consequence of the broader concepts is that they will automatically narrow down to the more specific ones. Step 2, have a talk with yourself and realize that this is all your choice. You are not a victim, you are not a martyr. I say this because, having lived a lot of life and having been a nurse for 20 years, I've seen a lot of people, patients in particular, but a lot of people who view change behavior as something that they need to be a martyr to. Instead of going, you know what, it's important to me to have a peaceful, healthy life, so I've started meditating and I really enjoy it. They'll say something like, my blood pressure's been high, so I gotta meditate. I'll be back, I gotta go meditate. You're not a victim, you're not a martyr. These are your choices, and if you want to stay miserable, you go right ahead. However, if you make the choice to better your life and start living intentionally, do it with the right energy behind it. Do it with the right attitude. Shift your perspective and get your head in the game. Do it in a way and with energy behind it that honors your intention. Step 3. After listing your core values and beliefs that you want to honor in your life, start making a list of behaviors that will either contribute or contaminate. Because at any point in life, that's all that there ever is. You're either contributing or you're contaminating. It's just a matter of choosing which side you want to be on. For example, for me, I know that I'm prone to being a night owl. I will stay up all hours of the day and night if you let me. There's just so much to learn, so much to do, so much to see, so much to create. However, I know that I'm not at my best. It goes way beyond needing a Snickers bar if I stay up all night. I don't feel good, I don't function well, my brain is not at optimal capacity, everything is thrown off. So, keeping a sanctified hedge of protection around my sleep schedule is a major priority in my life. That's one of the things that my guides actually worked on with me that was that important, that my spiritual team had to intervene and tell me I need to get more sleep. Another example of this would be if you say that travel is important to you. However, if you take a closer look at your finances, what that actually says is that you like to impulse shop on Amazon and go out to eat a lot. Can you see how those two things are all out of alignment? You never get to travel because you're always broke, and it's because you're doing these things. Those behaviors would be contaminating, not contributing. So what you may need to do is to revamp your spending habits so that your life is in alignment with what you're claiming your core values are. I had to do that this year. My spending this year is extremely intentional because I have several goals that I wanted to reach, and I can't because I like to impulse shop on Amazon. I was not being intentional with my money. I didn't really lack or want for anything, but I couldn't just whip out a trip to France if I wanted it. I mean, how many of us really can? But I think you get the point. Step 4. Everything we just talked about kind of leads into step 4. It's a matter of looking at your current lifestyle and seeing how your current behaviors are in alignment with those contributing behaviors. Step 5. Go do it. You now know what it is that you want, what you want your life to look like. You know what behaviors will contribute to that. You know what you are currently doing or what you need to change. So now go do it. Remember that consistent, deliberate action is going to produce results for your life. You'll be able to feel a shift, and you'll be able to feel like, yeah, I'm more in alignment with who I really feel like I am, and like my life is starting to look like I need it to look, or like I want it to look. But be gentle with yourself, you guys. Change is hard. I recommend starting with a morning routine. Set an hour or two every morning where you're very intentional with that behavior. For example, if you're a writer and you always say you never have time to write, incorporate that into your morning routine, even if it's 15 minutes or half an hour. Maybe for you, it's working out. 30 minutes every morning I go for a run, or I do my Zumba, or whatever. Start with your morning routine, because there's something to be said for starting each and every day in an intentional manner that says, I am deciding what I want this to look like, and I'm deciding to invest in myself. So those are the 5 steps that you need to know to start living an intentional life. Leave me a comment below and let me know what changes you plan to make. And then check in once in a while and let me know how you're doing. I'm excited to see, and I hope this helped you. Go check out my other video on self-care and self-love. Kind of ties into this, and I think you'll like it. Until next time.